What's up, everybody? This is Skin, and welcome to my next podcast in the series that I'm making to help you guys learn English faster and prepare for the IELTS test much more effectively. And in today's podcast, we're going to talk about online learning. And some people believe that online courses are not really beneficial to learners because of some pitfalls involved, but many other people really extol the benefits of internet-based learning. By extol, I mean they really praised or they talk highly about internet-based learning. And today we're going to analyze both the drawbacks and the benefits of this medium of knowledge. Well, firstly, I do think that there are some basic drawbacks of offering and attending online university courses. Well, firstly, there is invariably less direct interaction between students and their teachers and even their peers too. So given the complexity of knowledge in university courses, this could have a negative impact on students' understanding of the concepts learned, and maybe their performance at school will be affected negatively too. This is much less likely to happen if they study in a traditional classroom because if they don't understand something, they have a chance to ask their teachers directly, or they can meet up with their friends and classmates after school hours at a cafe or just to have a chat with them afterwards, so that they can actually have a better grasp of the concepts taught in the class. Another significant drawback is probably that these learners may also lack the motivation to work harder, because when they work in a class or when they study with other people, there's a good chance that they want to outdo other people in the class. But since they just work alone online, there's a good chance that they just feel working at a faster pace is not necessary. And since I can cover all the materials within my time schedule, I don't need to push myself anymore. Finally, I do think that when they work online, there are way too many distractions, and it is incredibly hard to focus now if they study on the internet because they may be distracted by Facebook notifications, or when they don't understand something, they may try to Google it and they got lost in the internet wormhole. And the term wormhole here is applied to both YouTube, Facebook, and Google, because they all possess a different kind of algorithm that can predict what you want to see, and you just keep watching or reading things on those platforms, and you may lose time and neglect your studies altogether. I myself actually feel like this and experience this way too often. Whenever I want to find something online, I often lose 30 minutes or even an hour without even realizing it. And when I finally realize that I'm wasting time and my work is still not done yet, I often promise to myself that the next time I will not do it. I will not be lost in the internet wormhole. But I find myself being lost in the internet wormhole time and time again. So I actually change the platform where I study. I just steer away from the internet, and I just use the internet for recreational purposes only. But of course, many people actually prefer studying online because the internet does allow learners to study in a flexible way, meaning that they can work whenever and wherever is convenient for them. And of course, they can cover the material at their own pace. They can decide how fast they can end their courses. And this is surely the most important benefit of online learning, because not many people want to spend 4 or 5 years in university to get a degree when they can actually finish their courses and education within 3 or even 2 years. And this way of learning is also very appealing to people who cannot arrange their schedule very flexibly. For example, a worker who works all day cannot arrange time to go to a normal class, and he surely has to arrange his time and study at night. And for people who cannot go to other places to get their education, internet-based learning appears to be their only choice. Well, you can just imagine people with disabilities or people who cannot leave their family to pursue their education. And finally, I think internet-based learning also provides people with cheaper means of getting educated, because you don't need to pay for accommodation or like travel, so you can actually save that money. All in all, I think distance learning makes university education accessible to a lot of people who otherwise would not have the ability and the chance to get university education. So I think it is safe to say that even though some important elements of learning, such as face-to-face discussion, are marginalized, this way of learning is here to stay because it benefits a wide range of people in the form of flexibility and accessibility. Another important aspect that we need to factor in is the personality of the learners. So for some learners who are possibly extroverts, they just prefer like learning in an environment where they can showcase the depth of their knowledge. So studying in a classroom is actually better than studying online. But for people who just prefer working out a solution on their own, online classes seem to suit them very well. Of course, we should also factor in the complexity of the material. If something is really abstract, face-to-face discussion is indeed needed. And for subjects that require social interaction, such as learning a foreign language, I do think that learners benefit more in a traditional setting. Alright, so that was my assessment about online learning, and whether you like it or not, this way of learning is here to stay. It's not going anywhere anytime soon. And many pedagogical experts even predict that it is our future. In the future, we're not going to go to traditional classes anymore because we can just stay at home and learn things that we enjoy from the comfort of our own home. And it is very possible because these days we also prefer to stay at home and watch videos on YouTube or play computer games instead of going out and have fun, right? In the future, maybe our way of learning or our way of broadening our mind would also become similar to the way that we seek entertainment right now. Right, so hopefully I have explored the topic in some depth and you guys have some ideas about the benefits and the drawbacks of online learning. And I don't think that it's going to be a problem for you guys if you guys are asked this kind of question in the test room, okay? And recently I received a lot of positive feedback regarding my podcasts, and I am really happy that I can help you guys. And just make sure that you guys also practice, okay? Don't just listen to my podcasts. Your output is also important. Cool, so see you guys in the next episode.